welcome to the Rusty Hook Kayak Fishing Podcast, a member of the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network. We're streaming live via Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, bringing you the latest in fishing tips, gear reviews with our friend from Payne Outdoors, Chris Payne, as well as some local and regional tournament news. We'll bring you on some special guests to talk kayak fishing. Now, let's join John Rapp, your host. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 36. So, if you get the opportunity, please hit that like, share, follow, leave a comment so I can make sure everything's working with my comment sections. Hopefully it's looking good tonight. But I'm really looking forward to this show. Should be a good one. We have a very special guest coming on tonight, somebody who I look up to in this industry. And he's got some really good news for himself to share with us. And then, of course, we have Chris Payne coming back on the show. So hopefully we get to see some more creative and innovative ideas from Chris in the Mad Kitchen. Or it could be a gear review. You know, we'll just have to wait to see what Chris has got up his sleeve. So before we call Johnny up, I want to talk about some friends of ours and mine south of West Virginia in Florida. Last night I got to watch a dear friend of mine, Randy Newton, do his very last show with the Kayak Anglers of Florida. Randy has ran that organization. He's owned it and ran it and had some help from some good people for over 10 years. But he is closing up shop. He's moving to newer and fresher things in the industry, and I look forward to seeing what Randy has planned. I know a few things that I'm not allowed to share yet, but I'm going to tell you right now, watch Randy Newton. He's got stuff to announce in the near future, and it's going to be really good for him, kayak fishing, and all of us. Great guy, respected the world out of him. You may see him more often on our show now that he may have some more time, or he may even get to come on board, do more things with us at Paddle and Fin. As you know, as you can see above, there are several shows that I'm involved with the network, at the Paddle and Fin network. So make sure you go check out all of the different hosts and shows that the Paddle and Fin network offers. Paddle and Fin also is partnered up with Wayfair TV, so you can go to your Roku or your other streaming device, download the Wayfair app on your TV, and watch some podcasts right on your in your living room on the big screen. So, without further ado, we got 4 people on the show here. I appreciate y'all watching. Hit that like button. Let me know who you are, and let's see if we can call up Johnny Graves. So what I'm doing, like I've been doing in the past, and really I've sort of updated this setup here. Now I have 3 screens, and you'll get to see it in works here shortly when I get Johnny up. Tim Isaacs, thanks for watching, brother. Nothing but love for you, my friend. Sitting here at the tractor bar and grill in the new brownstone room. The brownstone room here is right off the main portion of the restaurant and bar, and they just built this room. I've been in it now for 5 weeks. They do weddings, class reunions, any event that you need hosted. They can seat up, it looks easily 50 to 60 people. So if you're looking to do something in the Mount Nebo area, Summersville area, give Mary and Steve a call. They have a Facebook page. Go look it up at Brownstone. So anyway, let me go ahead and jump here and see if we can get my boy called up here. Come on, Johnny, answer your phone. There you go. Johnny Graves, are you with me? Try it again. So the way I've been doing it here, guys, is I've been calling on Facebook Messenger, reach out to everybody that way, and see if we can get him on there.
There you are, buddy.
Hey, all right, all right. Okay, let's get Johnny Graves here on the screen. What do you say, brother?
What's up, John Rapp?
Hey, Johnny. So,
John, let me introduce you, Daredevil Dan, my good buddy here. Daredevil Dan, the world's best sidekick.
Hey, Daredevil Dan. Hey, brother. Welcome to the Rusty Hook Kayak Fishing Podcast. I look forward to having you guys on the show and sharing some good news. So tell us about your partner back here. What's he do, man?
Daredevil Dan does just about anything. Anything from where he can drive. Here's one of the most amazing things about this guy. You can be driving down the road and the most nondescript car can drive by, like let's say a Buick Laser station wagon. And he'll just sit there and go, oh, that's actually a Ford Escort chassis. And this engine was built, but did you know that engine was actually a BMW engine? He could just go into the greatest details, but very popular mechanics. Good guy to have around when the shit breaks down, you know?
Yeah, heck yeah. I wish we had better mechanics here in the West Virginia, Nicholas County area. I can't find anybody. I'd sell my Jeep because I couldn't find anybody to fix it. So.
Right. And he's also a great emotional support. So he's there when you best need a sidekick in the middle of the night and you're like, please bail me out right now. He's there.
I hear you, man. So hey guys, John Graves. Let me share a little page here with John. So if you guys are looking for him, he has John Graves Kayak Fishing. You can go look him up on any of those numerous podcast platforms. I was checking out his stuff earlier today. I've been getting caught up with him. He's got 128 different shows out there that you guys can listen to, all kayak related. So, and if you are a Tickety Talk user, my boy is hugely popular there.
Wow!
You can find him. You can find him on TikTok, and him and his horsey have destroyed their medium there. Tell us about that story, John.
Well, to back it up a little bit, I was never a horse guy. Horses were the last thing I'd ever think were in my life, but that road led me into romance, and with romance came 7 horses, and it was either the horses or the highway. So I stuck with the horses. And I've been just hanging out and falling in love and realizing how just instrumental horses can be when it comes to just emotional support. Yeah, talking on that topic there, just having them around and just what a beautiful animal. So I learned to love the horses in another way. I started the TikTok, John Graves Kayak Fishing. Actually, it's JG Kayak Fishing on TikTok. My children suggested that to me, said, hey, Dad, you need to do this. You need to be caught up with TikTok. So I threw some videos out there. Most of them were demo videos and kayak bass fishing videos. And I think we had maybe 1,200, 1,400, 1,500 followers or something. And we're, rock and roll. We're thinking, wow, this is amazing.
That is really good.
We have this platform to put out throughout the world, really, and talk about our kayak bass fishing. Well, Along comes Poochie, the miniature horse, which I bought a number of years ago off of Craigslist for $200. And I bought Poochie for an emotional support mate of an Arabian who had just recently lost her soulmate and horse that she had grew up with. So, and she's an older horse, which we still are blessed with Gwen today. She's a beautiful white Arabian.
I just paid her when she's like,
Yeah.
saw her legs. She got.
Yeah, she's got some front leg injury, and we hope that we have her for the rest of this season. You know, so knock on wood, she's still with us. But Poochie is her emotional support and partner. But he's also the fastest horse that we've ever had. I mean, he just kicks dust. So I was just out one day and I shot a video of him. I whistled for him, and he just did what he normally does. And I thought it was a cute video, but I've seen it a million times, and seen him do that. And I thought, I think I'm going to post this up on my TikTok. And me and the wife laughed about it, and we joked about it the whole night. And she goes, "Man, I bet you that'll blow up." By the next morning, John, it had like 120,000 views, and this was like 5:15 a.m. in the morning when I get up. I'm like, "Oh my God!" So I woke her up, and it was just within a matter of days after that I realized, John, then there's very few people that really enjoy kayak bass fishing the way we do.
Yeah.
But there's a boatload of people that love miniature fast horses, brother. And my followers went up to, I think we're like at 64,000 followers on TikTok right now.
From like 1,200.
That little horse, I credit him with everything. But yeah, he's an amazing little horse. And if there's any social media folks out there, I would highly suggest shopping on Craigslist for a cheap little miniature horse or a goat.
Say, he's probably paid for himself several times over now, hasn't he?
He has. I mean, there's a thing on TikTok which I didn't know nothing about until I researched it after we started gaining some followers. I'm like, I think you can do something with this. So you got a creator fund, and nice. TikTok will support you for your content and stuff like that. I don't know what comes of that, but yeah, he pays for his horse feed.
Outstanding.
Pays for his hoof trimming. And he's the only horse that's ever made money around here. So, yeah.
Hey, all right. So I've been teasing these folks now for 15 minutes, John.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of the folks in the Ohio, our region, are not going to be happy with your news, but they're going to be happy for you. So why don't you go ahead and tell everybody what's happening with John Graves?
Yeah, it's big stuff. Really a dream come true. Job. Before I tell you what's happening, let me say to anybody that's out there listening right now, is that if you think that the only way to paving yourself deep into the fishing industry is to be a pro fisherman, and to be banging it out, spending a lot of money in those tournaments, trying to become that next Kevin Van Dam or Jordan Lee or Gerald Swindle or whoever. That is simply one little street and avenue that you go down to get into the fishing dream world that I think we'd all like to vest ourselves into. But there's a lot of other different things that go on, and I had no clue of any of this. I was just lucky enough, John, to start the social media back around 2017 when I got involved in kayak bass fishing. And I think at that time, it was the time where the demographics of kayak bass fishing was being taken a little bit more serious. It was obvious the presence that they were making down at ICAST, and they were turning the heads of people that had been in the fishing industry for decades and going, wow, where did these kayaks come from?
Right.
In 2017, you would never dream of Bassmasters and taking a swing at it and sponsoring a tournament series. You just never would really dream of that. So we had the KBF. Didn't even have the Hobie Bass yet.
Yeah, it was just it was all still on paper at that time. Yep.
It was. There were very few podcasts. I started my podcast in a bougie hotel down in Nashville, Tennessee, just for the heck of it, and went out in the lobby and started talking about, I think, the Ned rig, to be honest with you, I just making stuff up. I was just kind of mumbling, Mom always said that I'd make pretty good money by talking because I can do it just nonstop. But so I worked the social media pretty hard just because I loved it. I kept the politics out of it. I kept the hate out of it. I didn't bash anybody for what they did. And unbeknownst to me, American Tackle was taking, notice of that. And there's a lot of American Tackle pro staff anglers around the world. And we encourage everybody to join in. It's simple with American Tackle Angler products, and we got a pro staff application in the back. But the social media is really what put me into the position I'm in right now. And American Tackle thought that they could use me down there in Oviedo, Florida, in their headquarters. It require me to move and uproot something that I've been very used to. I've been in Ohio for a long time. My friends are here. I'm going to miss horribly the kayak bass fishing family here.
Right.
More so than my own family, I mean, they're doing what they're doing, and we got that taken care of many years ago. But, you create this just beautiful family from within, and just regionally. But I know that's going to happen in Florida and Texas, but the news is I'll be moving down there. We're currently shopping for a home. We'll be moving down there, Lisa and myself. Probably won't be taking the Poochie, the horse, or Gwen. Taking the dog, and I'll be working full time with American Tackle.
That's what I was wondering what would happen with. I know you said you were thinking that you were going to go ahead and jump down there pretty quickly, and that Lisa would follow after you guys got settled and got a place. Are you looking to try to find you a couple acres, maybe?
No.
Are you just going to try to stay something?
No.
Okay.
No. I think after spending as much time as we have here at the Rock and Star Ranch, and I just Dan showed up and I had to jump off of the zero turn, which is nonstop. So I'll be so happy to find me a little small lot, and this is what we're going to do. I'm going to find me a little house down there that I can live and survive in, because it's going to take Lisa some time to find the right buyer for this place. It's an equestrian home, so they're going to have to be in the horses and things. So I'll be down there working as of November 1st. I'll be on the floor down there, and we'll be pushing the new Bushido retail line from American Tackle, which we're really super excited about. Bushido products, to me, are some of the finest products I've ever used. Crankbaits, the Bushido braided lines, the fluorocarbons, the terminal tackle, and as of right now, I don't know of any other company out there, John, that can supply you literally from a hoodie to a hat to the tools to the terminal tackle to the rods to the reels to the products to make your own literally American Tackle to the dry bags, the backpacks, whatever you want, American Tackle have it. So we're really excited to push that new retail line and get it out there.
So are you going to be in the marketing department, or are you going into sales, or what?
I'm going to be a smiling face when folks walk into that retail headquarters. It's a new building that American Tackle has. They do logistics and shipping out of that. They're located right next to Mudhole. They share that community right there. And I think they share the same retention pond, which I'm sure there's big Florida strain, big bass in there.
I look forward to seeing many of your videos out there.
Oh, buddy. I'm going to miss those little 1.5, 2 pound, 14, 15 inch southwestern Ohio bass.
No.
I've named every one of them at Stone Lick Lake.
Yeah, you ain't going to miss them.
I'm going to be a happy face when people show up. I'll be working with Captain Mo, who's in charge of the pro staff and the many pro staff members around the country. I'll be I'm going to spend the time to reach out to each and every one of them, and we're going to go through all the pro staff and hopefully work with them and fine tune them. And also launch the retail, and then be there for special events, which I'm really excited about. Down in Florida, every high school has a bass fishing team. There's 6 to 15 kids on each team, so we'll be hosting parties and special events for them to bring them into the retail shop, and mom and dads. And University of Central Florida, for example, we sponsor their bass fishing team there. So, and then we're also going to work with Kevin, who is the new marketing director down there. And Kevin reminds me of John Wayne, man. He's solid. He comes from the gun show community. That's his background. So that's his marketing background. Very similar to fishing, a little different type of characters involved in each one, but kind of the same business. But with Kevin, we'll be producing what's called American Tackle and Focus YouTube videos, which are going to be exciting.
They obviously knew they were getting a huge talent grabbing you up and bringing you down. I mean, yeah, you have the voice for radio, but yeah, you ain't too bad looking either. So I mean, we can put you on camera, and watch out for Daredevil. I believe he's wanting to come over and give you a mooch. But
he just fell asleep. Intelligent.
That's the reason I called him out. I could tell he was deep breathing back here. Anyway, hey,
a couple celebratory cigars here in the tack room.
Outstanding, man. Well, thank you for coming on the Rusty Hook.
Yeah.
And sharing your great news, brother. And I salute you. And
thank you.
I wish you nothing but the very best. But I am going to pin you right now because you did not answer my question when we were talking on the old chat box here. Am I going to see you April 22nd, 23rd, and 24th in Tennessee?
In Tennessee. One thing I stressed to, I know my life's going to take a complete change of what it's doing, the responsibilities, where my time, the convenience. Right now I've got it slick, man. I'm an Uber driver. I can it's just so simple to do.
Ranch hand, Uber driver, everything.
So I can adjust to a lot of things. However, I did stress to those guys how important the kayak bass fishing world was to me, where I think it was going, how we should pay attention to it, how we should never leave it. In fact, we should probably get in the front and lead it to a certain extent. And what I mean by that is getting involved in the tournaments, sponsoring the tournaments.
Clubs, yeah.
There's nothing like a good kayak bass fishing raffle. It's one of the funnest things of any event, where everybody seems to win something. To get more involved in that, to get the American Tackle products out there and stuff like that. So I have a feeling you're going to see me there. I can't guarantee it, John, but without a doubt, I'll say it right here and now, it is without a doubt the funnest bass fishing tournament I have ever done. And to have the opportunity to hang out there in Dale Hollow at Eastport Marina, and to rent out just for a couple nights one of those rooms and those luxurious houseboats.
It's awesome.
Oh my God. And the beauty, the opportunity to catch a world record smallmouth bass. It's challenging fishing for everybody. Nobody has it easy, which makes it a lot more, to me, a lot funner of a tournament. Nobody's going out there and really killing it, man. No. It's hard work.
It's a struggle.
All that moonshine you bring to the table softens up the deals quite a bit. You know, the pain of dropping a nice spin casting rod deep down in the 30-foot hole of Dale Hollow. But I love it. So yeah, I will say yes, you're going to see me there in April, and hopefully you'll see a lot more of American Tackle there too. So let's stay in. Make sure that Brian and the boys really stay in touch with me. My life's going to get probably pretty busy here.
Yeah.
But please stay in touch with me on that. That's definitely on my radar, is to be a part of that.
Outstanding, brother. Outstanding.
I hope that works.
It works outstanding. I appreciate you. Johnny, nothing but love for you. Daredevil, you guys go back to smoking some celebrity cigars and be blessed. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming on the show, man. I'll have you back on once you get settled in down in in Florida.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
My pleasure, brother. And, hey, John, look at him back there. It looks like he's wearing a dunce cap with that red thing right behind his head.
That's a Hobie red flag on the back. It looks exactly like a dunce cap, doesn't it?
Hey, sorry, Daredevil. I had to get you, brother.
Even better.
All right, man. Y'all take care.
I love you, John. Thanks,
Love
man.
you too, brother.
Bye.
All right, so that was my boy Johnny Graves sharing his good news. Let's take a quick break, and then we will jump back on, and we will dial up my boy Chris. Yak Gadget, proudly supplying you with American-made products and gear. Check out yakgadget.com. Ace Resort, West Virginia's #1 destination for whitewater, hiking, ziplining, and more. Check out aceraft.com. That's Brooks Supply Company, Georgia's #1 go-to kayak fishing supply store. Gear, accessories, and custom rigging. Look them up, westbrooksupplyco.com. Payne Outdoors, a custom plastic maker, design consultant, product reviewer, and outdoor writer. Check out more at payneoutdoors.com. Feel Free Kayaks. Paddle, pedal, or power, there's something for everyone. Check out feelfreeus.com. Okay, so we're back, and let's talk about who's yelled out. We got Timmy Isaac says, hey. Heath Mullins says, what's up? Randy Newton, just was talking about him. He's getting ready to go live with the KBF show. So we talked about Randy and Tim. Oh, and Tim Isaacs said that John Graves, he'll be down there in November. He'll look for you. So you're a great guy, Tim. I mean, top notch. Make sure you look him up and let me know when you see him. John Graves, thank you, buddy. So let's get that up here a little bit. All right, John, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you coming on the show. So we're going to jump over here, and we're going to get Chris up on the screen. So let me give him a buzz. All right, so Chris Payne is in the house while he's getting situated. Let's throw his intro up here. So, Big Daddy, glad to have you back on the show. The Mag Kitchen looks like it's cleaned up and it's ready to rock and roll.
Oh, yeah. So
what's on tap tonight, my friend?
I am making some turbo netties. Basically our Ned style paddle tail swim bait. And I'm mixing up a color right now that is our reactor shad color. So, we angle this down a little bit so you can see this a little better. I'll try to remember to hold it up. So I need to drop a little bit of chartreuse in it real quick, and just to brighten it up, and then I'm going to hit it with all the glitter, all the rainbow glitters.
So all you guys, you can see what Chris is doing here, and as you can see, I pulled up his store, and he's got a list of different types of colors that he makes and different styles of baits. The past few episodes that Chris has been on, he has built some custom plastics for an order here in West Virginia. And then last week, we went through and did some wild, crazy stuff with some old stuff. So anyway.
Yeah.
Chris?
So what I'm doing now is I'm adding in the crazy colors. So I'm going to try to show these to you before I mix them, because they are, people will be like, wait, what? But it's definitely, it's got kind of a Mardi Gras feel to it in the reactor shad. It's a really cool look. And sorry, This is taking me just a touch longer than I thought it would.
Oh, no worries, man. That's why it's the Mad Kitchen. In there cooking and.
All right, so we'll see how well people. Can you see the
Oh
glitter?
yeah. Oh yes. See, I can see yellow, purple, green, and red. Or is that gold? Okay.
Yeah, gold, red, green, purple. It's got a lot of things in it. It basically looks like if you've seen a birthday cake, the confetti cupcakes, that have all the sprinkles and stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Is that what is that clear that you're doing? That white plastic, does that burn clear, or what does
No,
that? Okay.
so it has white pigment in it, and then I'm adding in the chartreuse
Nice.
to it. It's got to have a little bit more chartreuse to it. There we go. Now it's starting to get there. So you'll see that color starts to get a little more green in there. It needs to be a really white green. So a lot of white, not a lot of chartreuse, and we're just mixing, and we're gonna shoot those turbo neds in it. So let me put on my safety glove here. Don't want to burn anything, and then we're gonna pour up. And so because we're shooting a smaller bait, I shoot this plastic a little cooler than I would with a larger bait,
Okay.
because in a small profile you're going to get more air pockets if you shoot it fast with a lot of heat, because it'll try to separate away from the aluminum.
Now, from what I remember, last week you were burning stuff at about 350 degrees. What temperatures are you going at now?
Yeah, so this is at about 315.
315. Okay.
So we've dropped it 35 degrees Fahrenheit to make sure that we can shoot it slower and that it has fewer gaps. You see, it's trying to cool as soon as the plastisol comes out of the plunger. It's hitting that cold aluminum mold, and it's trying to set up immediately, which is really the reaction that I'm looking for. I just have to shoot fast enough that it doesn't freeze up my tip, which it sounds weird to say freeze up at 315 degrees, but that aluminum mold, that aluminum mold is sitting at about probably 100 degrees because I've already shot it once. So you've got more than a 200 degree difference in temperature, and so the way that those molecules work, that it's going to try to cool itself down or heat up the mold, whichever is faster. And I'll give you a little insider reasoning real quick. So each one of these molds that I'm shooting 2 molds. They each have 5 cavities, but we only offer packs of 8, and that's because almost every time you shoot one of these molds, one of them is going to have an air bubble in it. And so offering a 10, you're going to end up shooting it twice or maybe 3 times to get 8 baits that are good enough to send out.
I got you. Okay.
To people. So that's why we do that. And yeah, that plastic cooled off really quick. Having to put a lot of pressure and trying not to break my glass here, but at the same time not put hot plastic all over everything.
It looks like your pegboard's a little bare. Have you sold out of a bunch of stuff this week?
Yeah, we've moved a lot of plastic this week. We're basically back to empty again. I think I've got some stuff in the shop that I can make. I've got enough plastisol to make a few things, and we're also rotating stock. So I've got a new mold. I ordered a new mold. It came in and I shot it and I hated it. I was like, nope, this is not refined enough. It's too sloppy.
What, the mold or the plastic?
The mold.
The mold?
The way the mold was cut, it was not to my standards.
Okay.
And so it kind of set me back a little bit on doing that. So I flipped that mold. I sold it at a loss this weekend. And I sold some other molds that were not selling very well, and got rid of them. to make room for new stuff. So I've got a new, so like the riblet, you guys know the riblet, our 4-inch ring.
Yes, I've got some of those. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Ribbed swim bait. So we still have that one, but I wanted a 3.5 that I could shoot in a straight laminate, so I could have a top and a bottom color and not just do the swirl.
Right.
And we talked a few weeks ago about why.
Yeah.
So I've ordered that one, and it should be in hopefully by the show next week.
Okay.
And we might be able to shoot that for the first time live on the show next week.
Beautiful.
So I'm ready to open these up. That's how fast that cooled.
Yeah,
I'm gonna show you guys.
For you audio listeners, he is bare-handed this time. No burnt fingers.
Yeah. So we're gonna crack that open.
Oh yeah.
So let me turn my light down. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, you can see those pretty well. You can see them, all the different reflections of the different colors. Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah. So this is, I'm working on an order right now for one of my local guys. Actually, lives about 2 hours away from me. And so what I have to do is, I'll try to show you. So when I'm trimming these baits, I'm feeling the nose of them to make sure there's not an air bubble in there, because if there's an air bubble that's going to form, it's going to form right in the nose of that bait. And actually it looks like, because I shot them slow, all 5 of these in this mold made, which is good. That allows me to choose the best ones and send them out. So no, I found it.
Did you find one?
I didn't see it when I felt it, but
Yep.
Dang, that light is just not working right. Everything is so dark and hard to see. So if you look close,
I saw a little divot right there.
See a divot right there.
That's it. Yep.
So that one goes in the junk pile. That's a no-go.
That's a future.
Yeah, that's a future John Rapp special.
Yeah. What do we call that again? What did you call that last week?
Wacky packs.
Yeah, we're going to have to specialize that. The Rusty Hook Wacky Pack.
Yeah, so usually around Christmas, I will do a Wacky Pack special, and we basically put everything at $3 a pack.
Beautiful.
And you choose the body style, and I choose the colors. So you're going to get kind of a crazy mix. But where I find that it works really well is, like, if you've got a company Christmas party or a white elephant gift, or somebody that likes to fish but you're not sure quite what to get them, it's a fun way to do it. It doesn't cost a lot of money, right? I mean, with $5 flat rate shipping, you could probably tackle a whole bunch of Christmas stuff. All right, let's see what we got here.
So this is opening mold number 2 here.
Yeah. So this may be the first time that I've shot. That's a bad one. And that's a bad one. Oh, see, we're gonna have to reshoot it anyway.
Was it? Was that the second pour or the first pour?
It was the second one after it started cooling.
Yeah.
So you can see
that one.
It's got that divot, and then this one you can't see it as well, but I can feel it. Like, I can squish down on it. There is an air bubble in there, so when you put that hook through there, it's gonna mushroom out that bait.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to do a remelt and a reshoot, and
what size?
I don't like that one.
Are those 3.5 inch or 2.5?
They're 3 1/4.
3 1/4.
So
Okay.
3 1/4. So we shot 10 baits. We got 6 good ones. So we're gonna remelt some plastic and we're gonna shoot them again.
Outstanding.
And do I have to do this? Well, no. But if I want to keep customers, on top-notch product that they can't get off the shelf, that's what we have to do, right? You take care of your customers who take care of you, and everything else falls into place.
That's right.
So
as you can see here
shoot that.
on his store page, I mean, he's got a bunch of different things sold out. And you can see the custom colors that he offers. And that's just what he offers on the store. If you reach out to Chris and tell him what you're looking for, like he did with Rick a few weeks back, he'll make what you want.
Yeah, we can make all kinds of fun stuff. You know, I know we show. I kind of keep these handy, right? But these kind of swirl laminates, and then, you know, we want some orange claw, you know, scuppernong color cross.
Hey, show that first one again. I ran your promo on that. Yeah, that was from 2 weeks ago, guys. That was pretty solid show. I actually liked some of the ones that he came out. That's the reason he ordered, as he was talking about earlier, he ordered a different mold because of the way that wood's giving him a consistent look. Each one of them would have a different swirl, and same colors but different swirl, and he wants to keep things consistent. So.
Yeah, because if I can shoot it consistent, then I can always make it consistent. And then if somebody wants a swirl, I can spin the injector and do the swirl.
Right.
But if it won't do a consistent line, you'll never get a consistent line. You'll always have a swirl of some sort, and it just doesn't do like you want it to do. And I'm gonna have to put some more heat on this. I'm gonna shoot this one just a touch hotter because it's already trying to set. So for you guys who have never messed with plastisol, it's kind of like messing with quick set cement, like, you know, 30-minute concrete type stuff. It'll get away from you in a hurry. It'll get too soupy or it'll get too thick, and you got to just kind of massage it until it gets to the right consistency. And for this, you can judge it by temp, because we know with chemical reaction that the oil and the PVC will mix into a clear consistency at 305 degrees, and they'll stay like that all the way up to 400 degrees with the blend that I'm using. And so what I have to do is figure out, okay, if I want it thicker but blended, you know, where above 305 do I want that, right? And 315, that's where I wanted it, but I only got 6. So I'm going to bump that up to 330, not quite to 350 where we shoot it. I don't want it like runny.
Yeah.
But I'm going to shoot it. I'm going to try to shoot it really slow at an angle so that it doesn't just, gravity doesn't just populate it for me. And then try to make this happen and see if we get a better mix here.
What do you think What do you think the set time will be? An extra 30 seconds, extra minute longer?
Probably an extra 30 seconds, because these molds are cool and I've got a fan running to keep them cool. And our air temp, it's been raining here all day for the first time in God knows how long. And we're supposed to get rain all week, and so my humidity is up, but my temp is at about 80 degrees, where it's been at 105 lately. So the molds cool down a lot faster in 80 degrees than they do in 105 ambient temp. Which I know you guys can all understand that. I didn't mean to be demeaning with that knowledge, but
oh no,
it just, you know, trying to explain just in case anybody had any questions as to why that is, because all of these molds are made from CNC cut aluminum, and so they're gonna play just like aluminum does. Anybody who's ever tried to weld aluminum knows how heat sensitive it is, right? It's got to be just right, and it can cool in a hurry, it can heat up in a hurry.
Well, that's been the good thing about these episodes the past month with you in the kitchen. I mean, guys that order plastics, and if they order from someone, you know, you've educated us a lot. I mean, like you said, I think 3 weeks ago, ask the questions about salt. You know.
Oh yeah.
You know,
God, I hate internal salt.
Yeah.
I hate it. Absolutely hate it. And so you will find on those interviews, if you ask the bait makers, you ask the Gary Yamamotos of the world, why do you put salt in there? The first reason is to help it sink. The second reason is because it tears those baits and you got to buy more.
Exactly.
You can put salt on the outside of the bait and it doesn't hurt the plastic. So, think about it like seasoning food, right? You don't put salt on your French fries before you drop them in the grease, right?
Yep.
So why would you do that with a bait? All right. Take them out of the hot, hit them with the salt. It'll suck it into it, but it won't hurt the interior of the bait, which is where your hook goes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it makes sense, but I don't think we've talked about it very much in the industry.
No, we don't. And that's information that people don't want people to know about because, I mean, you want people to come back and buy.
Yeah.
Why so many people go use Z-Man products? I mean, I know why I use it because I can catch 10, 15, 20 fish on one bait, where that same bait, if it was Gary Yamamoto or maybe one or, if I'm lucky, three,
Yeah, and so I've used some Z-Man in the past, and I have a different bite ratio with Z-Man than I do with my own stuff. It has a different mouthfeel for the bass. It is more elastic and rigid, and so it tastes different, right? So think of it like if you think of, and I'm not saying fish are this smart, but if something seems off, their fight or flight mechanism is gonna trigger. But think about like if you've ever had overcooked noodles that are just really like, I don't know, rubbery and just kind of, it's like chewing a rubber hose, right? That's kind of what I think about when I think of Z-Man. Sorry, Z-Man. They're super durable.
Yeah.
Guaranteed you're going to catch 1 billion fish on one bait, unless you run into some toothy critter that just absolutely annihilates it. You catch a bowfin or a snakehead or something on one, they've got the chainsaw in their mouth to be able to
exactly
do some damage. But as far as bass, like I think I saw that they caught 235 bass in a row on one Z-Man bait or something like that.
Wow.
It's really impressive. But there's a different mouthfeel to it. Like my plastics, I use a very particular blend that is more like, when you go to that nice Italian restaurant and you have that nice linguine or fettuccine noodle that is just, it is just perfect, right? With the right amount of sauce. It's like I'm making pasta, I guess. But, I want the right amount of oil and garlic. And if you want salt on it, I want the right mouthfeel for those bass. Like you've seen me handle these baits. Like I hand cut every one of these baits. They're not done by a machine. I know if they feel right to me or not. And if they don't feel right, they don't go in the pack. They go, nope. They go in the junk pile. So, all right, I'm going to try to open this up. It's still a little bit soft, but I think it'll be okay. Yeah, we made better. So I think 325 is kind of our
target.
Kind of our target, because that poured a lot better. Some very, very clean baits. This may have made 5. Yeah, it did.
Outstanding.
All five of these made. So I'll put a couple back for us to be able to show in the coming weeks when people ask. But that's a.
Now, if they go to the website and they look for the color that you just poured, what do we have that listed as?
It's reactor shad. So I think if you're looking at the color chart, it's going to be towards the bottom right, I think, if I'm remembering, on that color grid.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. So it's pretty white on there. But you'll be able to see all the different glitter colors that we put into it, hopefully on that color swatch. All right, so that's got that. I'm marking these off of my list. So I handwrite all of these different things, and cross them off. It's basically just an exercise, so I remember to get all of the baits and the right colors and the right body styles out to the customers. Because sometimes if you just go off an order sheet, which I could print out, they get shuffled around, or I mix up who I'm working on. And so I'm old school. I use my old, my old notebook, and I handwrite them all down. So it puts it into my brain. This is what I'm doing, even though I've got a printout. I handwrite them all down, and I cross them off one by one as I shoot them. I'm old school like that. I like a notebook. I like a pen, to be able to do that stuff with.
Outstanding, man.
Right.
So when you check out the show earlier, you make sure you look.
How are we looking on time?
We can close up here. We can do final thoughts. But I did do. I've got three videos, 3 screens now. So now that I'm able to pull up like the store, have you on there and me, and then we can talk while we're looking at the product. So I think this is I've put my iPad to work, and
Okay.
I've got it connected via USB. So now we've got a 3rd screen. It's working out pretty well, I think. I'm looking forward to watching this show and seeing how everything looked. Bubby, what do you think? Final thoughts for tonight? I mean, I don't know if you got to catch a little bit there while you were getting ready, but John Graves from Cincinnati is taking a job with American Tackle and moving to Florida from Ohio. So it's big news from the social media world. So I'm happy for him.
Yeah, that's a pretty significant move.
Yeah.
He's also going to be in hog heaven down there.
Yeah. And then
He'll have his fill of salt and fresh and everything in between.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to his content coming out after he gets down there. And I guess Randy Newton is closing KAF after running that for about 10 years. He's going to shift gears and go more toward the social media side of things instead of running clubs and tournaments. So.
Well, I absolutely understand that. I don't know if Randy's watching tonight, but I know he's doing a bunch of podcasts and other stuff. But I'm proud to know him and all the work that he's done. And he and I have been on opposite sides of the fence and the same side of the fence on different issues over the years. But one thing we've always agreed about is safety is super important in kayaks, and I appreciate his willingness to. I don't know how many people know, but. We met up at ICAST in 2015. It was either 2015 or 2016.
Thank you, Jason.
And he was very passionate about when we moved forward with like posting social media and stuff like that. He was really the first one to really just go hardcore, no life jacket, no picture.
Yeah.
And when we started with the, the magazine and stuff like that, we adopted that.
Right.
And we said, look, we want to promote safety, and that's how we do that. And he was a big pushing factor in that. I've always appreciated him for that, and all the work that he's done, with military vets and all the different stuff that he's done down there. Randy's a good guy. I wish him well, and if he needs anything from me, I don't know what that would be, but I'm always happy to lend a hand. I think Randy's one of the good ones in our sport, and really appreciate everything he does.
Well, we may see him come on here a little bit more often now that he has a little bit more free time. Join us on the show.
Awesome.
But I guess if you guys are when y'all sign off here, switch over to the KBF page. Randy and Chad are talking right now. So. Anyway,
okay.
Hey, Bubby, nothing but love for you. God bless you, and you have a great day.
All right, we'll see you, man.
See you, man. So, Chris Payne in the house doing some mad kitchen work. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us for the last 55 minutes. Jason, thanks for showing up and liking the show. John Marion, appreciate you coming on. Graves, Johnny Graves, Marion Graves, John Marion Graves. Tammy Isaac, Randy Newton, Heath Mullins, all you guys that make comments. Nothing but love for you. Thank you. Summer's approaching a quick end. September will be here next week. You guys have a safe Labor Day holiday, and be careful out on the roads and in the water. Wear that life vest and be blessed. think we're going to go ahead and log off.